Welcome to another ShareFrame Pro tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll have a look at installing ShareFrame Pro for the first time on your computer. First and foremost, you'll obviously need to insert the disk into your computer. After you've inserted the disk, you will get a menu like so, or very similar depending on the operating system you are using. Once you've clicked on the option and you are presented with multiple options, click on the option to open the folder to view files. From this menu, double-click on the Auto-Run option. Once you're presented with the Auto-Run menu, to install ShareFrame Pro, all you have to do is click once on the ShareFrame Pro button. Once you're presented with the Install Shield, all you have to do is click on Next. Next again, and it will start installing. Once it gets to the updating component registration, this process may take anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, even longer, depending on the specifications of the computer you are installing the software onto. And all you have to do is just be patient and wait for the installation process to install the application on your computer. Once the components have been registered with your Windows registry, the writing will change and it will now start copying the files to your computer. Once again, you'll just need to be patient for the process to finish. Once the installation has completed, you will be presented with the installation wizard completed window, and all you have to do is click on Finish. Once you are back at the Auto Run menu, you can simply close this down. Once you are back at the View Files and Folders menu, you will see that there's an icon on your desktop that is being created, which is called Charting Software Activation. Double click on this and insert the serial number for ShareFrame Pro, which is S for sugar, F for fox, P for Peter, 2008, and click on Next. Once you reach the End User License Agreement, you may read through it should you wish. Alternatively, simply click on the checkbox at the bottom left that says I have read and understood the terms and conditions, and left click on Accept. You will then be presented with a default chart of the JSE overall. The most important thing to look for here is the date at the top right hand corner of the screen. Or you can have a look at the date over here where it gives you the closing price and the date in brackets. We will need to keep this date in mind for the PDSnet data center, which we will install next. To do so, you just need to close down ShareFrame Pro. From the All Files and Folders window, which is currently displayed at the back, double click on the PDC folder, left click once on the setup icon so that it is selected. Now right click on it once and left click on the option which says Run as Administrator. Once the installation shield wizard appears, simply click on Next. Next again. Select the option for all users and wait for the installation process to complete. Once it has finished, it will create the icons on your desktop and you can simply click on Finish. In the Setup wizard, you will be asked a couple of options. With regards to the internet options, ADSL, a router, a 3G modem is considered as a modem. The only time you will be using the internet via network option is when you are in a corporate environment and you're connecting through a server where a network administrator will need to provide you access to connect to our server to download the files. Depending on the network environment, Since I'm connecting via ADSL, I'm going to select the I have a modem connected to this computer option. And on the right, I'm going to leave the option that says never disconnect selected. Further down, I'm going to type in my registered email address, which you have filled in on your download form. And I'm going to click on continue. Click on yes. Once this message comes up, as it states, you no longer need to have an active internet connection, and you can simply click on OK. On the stock market settings window, you will need to have a look at the last download date. This date needs to be equal to or prior to the date that you've remembered from ShareFriend Pro when you opened it earlier. Since it is the 13th and the last day is the 17th in the software, I'm going to leave it as is. We will now need to select the update directory. To do so, you'll just need to click on the browse folder on the right here. You'll need to navigate to this PC, computer, my computer. You'll need to expand the local disk C by clicking on the plus. You will need to double click on the SF Pro heading, left click on the update folder and click on OK. We will do the same process for the updater executable. We will click on the browse button, navigate to this PC. We will select local disk C for cat. We will double click on the ShareFriend Pro folder. We'll navigate all the way down to the bottom where it says updater. We're going to click on that once and we're going to click on open. And now the updated directory has been filled in, and we'll do the same for the program executable. Once you click on the browse button, it should now take you to the ShareFriend Pro directory at the top, and all you have to do is select charting and click on open. Once all the settings are in the block as they appear here, you can click on continue, and it will tell you that the setup is now complete and you can perform your first download. You may now click on OK, and there we are. Before you can run the PDSnet Data Center and do a successful download, you are required to run it as an administrator. To do so, simply right-click on the icon on your desktop, go all the way down to the bottom and left-click on Properties. On the PDSnet Data Center Properties window which comes up, click on Compatibility, and at the bottom, select the option that says Change Settings for all users. And make sure that there's a tick run this program as an administrator box. Once you have ticked the box, click on apply, click on OK, and click on OK. Now we can go into the PDSnet Data Center and do a download. To do a download, all you have to do is click once on this download button here at the top. This here is the declaration from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange regarding your data download. Please take some time to read this. Once you have read, you will select the option whether you are a professional or non-professional user. And in this block, you will type in your full name. And below it, you will type in your registered email again. And then you're going to click on Submit. This window here will notify you that your information has been processed and that you may close it down. To do so, just click on the cross at the top right hand corner of the screen and your download process will continue. Once the downloading of the files has completed, the ShareFriend Pro Updater will come up and the news page in the PDSnet Data Center will also change to the latest date. Since our software is end of day only, the last working day was 17th of February at the time of this recording. Therefore, that is the date which will be displayed in the data center. Once the update has completed, updating your ShareFriend Pro, the download complete window will come up and it will start counting down. As you've noticed, I didn't click on OK and I just waited for the timer to run out. That is one way of doing it. Alternatively, if you don't want to wait, you can just click on the OK button. Now that the download has completed, we can close down the PDSnet Data Center and open up SFP Pro. Once SFP Pro is now open, we can have a look at the top right hand corner of the screen, and we will see that the last working day was Friday, the 17th of February, and I have data up to the current date. This concludes our video. Thank you for watching. Till the next one.